Big news this week in Formula One ahead of the French Grand Prix. George Russell has reportedly been told by Toto Wolff that he is going to be in the second Mercedes seat next year. Here's what this means for Valtteri and Mercedes as a whole. First of all, what does this mean for everyone's favorite Finn, Valtteri Bottas? Well, looking at the seats for next year right now, granted, only a handful of races through the year, nothing's really going to open up anyway, but at this moment, it looks like Williams is only the real opportunity he has. And think about it. He's not going to want to be a second driver anywhere else, right? He has already said multiple times he's done. He's done being a second driver. He wants to be the main focus of a team. Mercedes, if he's gone, then obviously he's gone. Red Bull, if for some reason they would get rid of a driver, he would still be the second guy there. Ferrari, there's no way he's going to pass up Charles Leclerc. He's got a long-term contract. Aston Martin, I have a hard time seeing them losing any of their drivers. Go down the grid, Williams is really the only option, right? Haas, maybe if like Mazepin is forced out of F1 or Schumacher ends up leaving, but he doesn't seem like a Haas fit. So why does he seem like a Williams fit? Easy. He's raced there already. He was considered one of the best up-and-coming talents on the grid, and rightfully so. That Williams machinery, he was really competing as far as that goes every single week, surprising a lot of people, and earned that second Mercedes seat. On top of that, who else is going to compete with him? Not George Russell. He's going to be gone, and that's really it. There's no other drivers that Williams either has coming up through an affiliate or a partnership or anything. He's just straight up going to be the guy. Nicholas Latifi, not anywhere close. So Valtteri would be a first driver there, but would he really be willing to take that seat? Take from the best car on the grid to probably the second worst, ahead of Haas, but that's not saying much. Maybe. Because you got to think the new regulations in 2022 coming in might shake up the field a little bit. It's designed to do that. Can Valtteri work with that Williams and move it possibly to a midfield team? Again, at this point it seems like a long shot, but we have no clue what the 2022 regulations have. Now, what on earth does this mean for Mercedes? And why I think it's not necessarily a flawless idea. The last time that Mercedes had two drivers that were really competing with each other, sure, you could say, oh, Valtteri's getting race wins, he's got poles, he's got all this stuff. Valtteri has been described by many people as the greatest second driver of all time, right? No matter what he does in that car, you're not touching Lewis Hamilton. However, the last time that Mercedes did have someone in that seat that really challenged Hamilton was Nico Rosberg. And that created, obviously, lots and lots and lots of tension around that team. George Russell, is he on Nico's level? I don't think so, but again, we haven't seen him drive a full season in that Mercedes. But here's what makes me think it could be a possibility. Last year in Bahrain, Lewis Hamilton out due to COVID, it's Valtteri Bottas and George Russell driving in the Mercedes seats. And that was a race that Russell easily could have won. Had it not been for an error on Mercedes' side that was pretty much out of George's hands, that was his race to win. And he just, obviously it didn't happen, but what that shows is, hey, he's better than Bottas. He's got one race in that, whatever you want to call it, in the car material, whatever slang you want to use. He's better in that racecraft than Valtteri has. Granted, again, through one race, but still. Is that something that might worry Hamilton? We've all heard the saying, or at least I'm sure most of you have, you can be friends with Lewis as long as you're running in second. George, not only is he not going to want to run in second, from what he's shown us, he could run and beat Lewis and cause some drama in that Mercedes garage. Now, the Williams car, he's not winning races, he's not getting podiums, he's not getting points finishes or whatever, but you're driving a Williams, right? If you put Lewis Hamilton in a Williams, and he's not going to get too many better results. But George Russell in that competitive car, driving, it's going to be great for us to see as fans, right? The 2015, 2016 championships, Lewis Hamilton, Nico Rosberg, wheel to wheel, neck and neck until the final race. It was a wreck for Mercedes, right? And it caused a lot of tension in that garage. And unlike 2016, unlike 2015, Mercedes have a real competitor right now. They're second in the Constructors' Cup behind Red Bull. Let's say Red Bull keeps that momentum going, right? Again, we don't know what the 2022 regulations are going to do, but the top teams will probably stay the top teams. I'm guessing it's going to be the midfield lower is going to be shaken up. But now you've got two drivers going wheel to wheel, maybe getting a little tense, maybe causing each other to costing some races, right? And now, instead of having, oh yeah, Red Bull's there, but it's basically just Mercedes, now it's, oh shoot, Red Bull's right there, and if one of us slip up, Verstappen or Checo are going to go flying by. I mean, clearly that's a risk that Mercedes is willing to take and willing to think about, but I just don't know how well that's going to work out. Again, for us from a fan point of view, and me as a Red Bull fan, so I want to see Mercedes have those issues, but it's not going to be good for Mercedes. For us as fans, we're seeing spectacles, we're going to see drivers versus drivers on their own team, we're going to see a bunch of stuff shaken up next year, but Mercedes just going to add to a headache, and with the new regs, they got to figure all that out. I just don't think that putting George Russell in there is the perfect idea, right? And you could call me crazy, you could do that, that's fine, I get where everyone's coming from, but I just think Mercedes really, it would be in their best interest not to risk another 2015-16 Rosberg Hamilton type thing. That being said, you've reached a checkered flag on this video. That's just my opinion, that's just my thoughts on it. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion and thoughts. I'm Krondawg. If you've made it this far, you've won the Krondawg Grand Prix for today. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. And if there's any other suggestions, then go check them, or go put them down below. I'll go check them out. Thank you for watching. I will see you next video.